Tonight we begin with the power play involving Iran from Tehran to Washington. Protests have high-stakes diplomacy. They're all colliding at a critical moment for West Asia as Iran marks 47 years since the Islamic Revolution with mass rallies. The shadow of the deadly crackdowns, nuclear tensions and the threat of fresh American military action looms large. Hundreds of thousands of Iranians flooded the streets of Tehran today, marking the 47th anniversary of the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Rallies were held in more than 1,400 cities nationwide, with some 7,700 domestic and foreign journalists covering the massive show of force, unity and defiance by the Islamic Republic. The anniversary comes at a tense moment. Just last month, remember, a crackdown on the anti-government demonstrations had turned deadly as thousands of people were killed. Even as official celebrations unfolded, protesters were heard renewing anti-government chants from balconies and residential blocks. Speaking amid the commemorations, President Masoud Pezeshkian vowed that Iran would not bow to outside aggression. His message was loud, that the Islamic Republic will stand firm even as the threat of U.S. military action looms large.
Our country, Iran, will not yield to their excessive demands. Iran will not give in to injustice or aggression, but with all our capacity and in pursuit of peace and stability in the region, we are engaged in dialogue with our neighboring countries.
Now, the threat is not abstract because in Washington today, President Donald Trump is set to host the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House. The high-stakes meeting is against the backdrop of escalating regional tensions and delicate nuclear negotiations with Tehran. This is Netanyahu's sixth visit to the U.S. since Donald Trump's return to office. It is more than any other world leader. He's expected to press for a harder line. His priority is a deal that halts Iran's uranium enrichment and cut off Iran's support for proxy groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. However, Iran has made its position clear. It will not limit enrichment unless Western sanctions that have severely strained its economy are rolled back. Diplomatic channels have reopened. Last Friday in Oman, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and the American envoy Steve Witkoff held indirect talks. It was the first since last June's 12-day war. While Tehran sounded optimistic, there is still no clarity on when or if a new round will take place. Now, even as talks continue, the military posturing is intensifying. In an interview with Axios, Trump said that he's considering sending a second aircraft carrier strike group to the West Asia region. Trump's intent is clear. If diplomacy fails, force remains on the table. In fact, he also warned, either we will make a deal or we will have to do something very tough, like last time.
As you know, we have a massive flotilla right now going over to Iran. We'll see what happens. I think they want to make a deal. I think they'd be foolish if they didn't. We took out their nuclear power last time, and we'll have to see if we take out more this time.
Now, this warning resonates deeply in Tehran. A couple of days back, the Iran Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi had revealed that unexploded bombs are still present at Iranian nuclear facilities that were struck by the U.S. last year. He said that he asked the IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi whether there was any law or protocol governing visits to sites targeted by the United States, and he was told there was none. Unexploded American munitions recovered from strikes on Iranian nuclear sites have raised concerns that Tehran could gain access to sensitive American weapons technology. Reports suggest that some Tomahawk cruise missiles and bunker-busting bombs struck at Iranian facilities. They did not detonate, and they're now in Iranian custody. These unexploded bombs and weapons contain intact guidance, navigation and sensor systems that could potentially be studied and reverse engineered for technical insights. Washington typically tries to recover such munitions after conflicts to prevent adversaries from doing so. But Tehran has a history of exploiting captured foreign systems. In 2011, Iran studied a downed RQ-170 reconnaissance drone and subsequently developed its own variants. Abbas Araghchi insisted that a security protocol must be established before any inspections can proceed, citing the presence of unexploded munitions and other risks. He also made one thing clear: Iran does not trust Washington and that the outcome of the current talks remains uncertain. Which raises a crucial question. As Washington weighs sending a second armada to the region, is Iran preparing its own response? Well, reports and rhetoric from Tehran suggest the possibility of reverse-engineered American missiles being readied as a deterrent against any further American buildup. All of this unfolds under the shadow of last June's 12-day conflict. Remember, Israel, with U.S. support, had launched a swift and deadly assault on Iran, targeting military and nuclear sites, civilian facilities, and carrying out assassinations of commanders and scientists. Iran retaliated with missile and drone strikes on Israeli military and intelligence targets. During the conflict, U.S. had bombed 3 nuclear sites before a ceasefire was announced.